students, this is our second class. So thank you all for responding our channel. We have discussed up to 10 number of questions. So this is the 11th question. So the question is, what would be the total loss of the 2 kVA transformer corresponding to the maximum efficiency provided the transformer has iron loss 150 watt and full load copper loss 250 watt. So the transformer rating is given and it has iron loss of 150 watt and copper loss of 250 watt also given. So the condition is, it is of your maximum efficiency. Okay, and we know that in your maximum efficiency condition, your copper loss would be equal to your iron loss. So we can write down, it will be WC is equal to WI. Okay, so the copper loss must be equal to your iron loss, and here the iron loss is given your 150 watt. That means your copper loss and iron loss would be your 150 watt. Okay, so next it is to find out what would be the total loss. So total loss we have to find out. So for the total loss, your total loss W would be equal to WC plus WI, means total copper loss plus total iron loss, and as the value is 150, it will be your 150 plus 150. So it will be 300 watt. Okay, so the options are here 500, 400, 100 and 300. So option D is the correct answer. Okay, moving to the next question, question number 12. So question is question number 12. An alternator has 9 slots per pole, and what is the value of pitch factor if each coil span 8 slot pitches? The options are cos 45 degree, cos 30 degree, cos 10 degree, cos 60 degree. So from the question, we know here we have to find out the pitch factor. So the formula for pitch factor Kp is your cos alpha by 2. Okay, so and two other factors are there, two other 9 slot per pole, and span is given, coil span 8 slot. Okay, so first we have to find out the value alpha. So alpha equal to 180 degree electrical divided by pole pitch. So the pole pitch is given here 9, so it is your 180 divided by 9, it comes to your 20. Okay, then your Kp will be your cos of 20 divided by 2, which is your cos 10 degree. So the answer is here, cos 10 is the third option. So answer C is your right answer. So moving to the next question, question number 13. So moving to the question number 13. Which of the following is the function of moderator? Okay, so you know that moderator is a part of nuclear power plant. So the options are to slow down the fast moving electron, controlling the chain reaction, stopping the chain reaction, and starting the chain reaction. Okay, so the moderator, its basic function is to slow down the chain reaction. Means the chain reaction is a reaction which will produce huge amount of energy by breaking one nuclei to number of nuclei. So this is like that. Whenever one bombardment starts, so like that you are breaking occur, and this is your chain reaction. Okay, so this will be moving on with a release of huge amount of energy, and to slow down that, to slow down as well as to control the total system, we are using moderator. So from this fourth choice, first one is your correct answer. It is to slow down the fast moving electron. It will slow down the process by checking the electron. So it will present in the nickel reactor like that. This is your moderator. This is made up of your graphite and in between two moderator your uranium is present. This is your uranium which is the nuclear fuel. Okay. So the function of moderator is to slow down the fast moving electron. So that one is the correct answer. So moving to the next question, question number 14. Okay. So the question number 14, a single phase circuit power factor can be measured by, first one is your energy meter only, second is your combination of voltmeter, ammeter and wattmeter, third is wattmeter only, fourth is your combination of voltmeter and ammeter. So question is to find out the power factor in a single phase power factor can be measured. Okay. So these all are meters, these all are instrument. One is energy meter where you can find out your energy, means your kilowatt hour is the unit of energy. Then combination of voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeter. Your voltmeter, it will measure only the voltage. Then ammeter measure the current. Then wattmeter, it measure the power. But our requirement is the power factor. So this is cos phi. Then wattmeter only, the wattmeter only it will find out your power. Similarly, your combination of voltmeter and ammeter. The cos phi is present in your power P equal to VI and cos of phi. So our requirement is to find out this value. Okay. So from this all the combination, from all the options, your question answer number B will be the correct answer, because here we can find out individually voltage and your current and power. So from that we will find out your cos theta. Okay. So your answer B is the correct answer. Moving to the next question, question number 15. Come to question number 15. It is the question is the cheap and temporary system of internal wiring. So for the internal wiring system, which is one the cheap and temporary system. First one is your cleat wiring, second one is your casing capping wiring, third one is CTS or TRS wiring, fourth one is your conduit wiring. So from these all four types of wiring, your cleat wiring is the cheapest and temporary system of wiring, and the others are casing capping, means one upon other PVC you have to catch and cap, and the CTS is the cap type. Your CTS it is cap tire, and your TRS is the tough rubber. Okay. So is the cap tire sheet and is the tough rubber sheet. This is the two types of wiring, and conduit wiring is the pipe, PVC pipe, whatever you are using for your internal wiring. So the correct answer is your cleat wiring. Come to the next question. So coming to the 16th question, the question is, if the copper loss of a transformer at half full load is 400 watt, then the copper loss corresponding to the full load is dash. The options are 400 watt, 800 watt, 1200 watt, 1600 watt. Okay. So this is the transformer case, and the full load copper loss is given. Sorry, it is half load copper loss is given. So we know that your copper loss is I square R is the copper loss. If half load, so it will be your I by 2 square R is equal to your given 400. 400. Okay, so it will be your I square by 4R will be your 400. So our requirement is to find out the full load copper loss. So for full load it will be your only I square R. So I square 4R is equal to 400. From that I square R is equal to your 4 into 400, it will be your 1600 watt. So the option D is the correct answer. Coming to the next question. So question is the find H equal to ampere per meter at the center of the circular coil of the diameter 1 meter and carrying a current of 2 ampere. So here the diameter is given 1 meter and the current of the coil is given 2 ampere. So we know that H equal to B by mu 0, where H is your field strength and B is your density of the magnetic flux density and mu 0 is the permeability of free space. Okay, and for your circular coil, your B value will be mu 0 I by 2R. Okay, so from that if you find out the value here, your B by mu 0 equal to I by 2R. Okay, so B by mu 0 we know here H, so simply you can write here it is your I by 2R. So the current value is there, current value is here 2 ampere, it is 2 ampere divided by 2R is the diameter. So the diameter is directly given here 1 meter 1, so the answer will be 2 ampere per meter. So the from these 4 options your option B is the correct answer. So moving to the next question, question number 18. So moving to the next question, question number 18. In a circuit shown in figure, if R is 0, then the phase angle between Vt and I of t is dash. So the circuit is shown in there and the options are 30 degree, 60 degree, 0 degree and 90 degree. So if we consider the case, if in the circuit we have to find out the phase angle between Vt and It. Okay. So if the resistance value is 0, the circuit is purely inductive circuit, because in the circuit the resistance and inductance it is RL series circuit. But if the resistance value is 0, then it will be only the inductance will be present and it is purely inductive circuit. And we know in your inductive circuit your angle will be your like that, it will be V and this will be I and the angle will be 90 degree here. So the correct answer is D, 90 degree. Okay. Then next question. So moving to the next question, question number 19. The resistive component of the rotor with resistance R2 offer to the backward rotating flux wave in a single phase motor runs with a slip S. So in this question your forward and backward flux are there and the resistance it is mentioned it is R2. Okay. So if we consider the case in the single phase motor case, if we consider the slip, there will be your forward slip and backward slip. So if the direction of the rotation is in clockwise direction, then the synchronous speed ns will be your positive, and if it is in reverse direction, then the ns will be negative. So depending upon the positive and negative, your forward slip and backward slips are there. So if we consider the forward slip, then your SF will be ns minus nr divided by ns. and for your backward slip, your SB will be your minus of NS minus NR minus of NS. So it will be your NS plus NR divided by NS. So if you add NS and subtract NS, so it will be your NS plus NR plus NS and minus NS divided by NS. For our simplification, we are just adding and subtracting that NS. So it will be your 2 times of NS, then your 2 times of NS, then your minus NS divided by NS. This will be present. Okay. So if you further simplify, your 2 times of NS divided by NS minus your NS minus NR divided by NS, it will be your slip, it is forward slip. So this forward slip is there. So you can write down this is 2 minus forward slip, your S or SF, whatever your choice. Okay. So the resistive component, and we know that for your torque equation, the torque, it is directly proportional to your resistive element, means R by S, it is R2 by slip. Okay. For the case of your forward and reverse condition, this is your for forward case, means your slip will be R2 divided by S will be your SF, and for your reverse case, your R2 divided by slip will be your 2 minus SF. So the equation, your option B is the correct answer, R2 by 2S. This is the correct answer for this question. So coming to the next question, question number 20. When the current source is the active in the circuit, find the current through 10 ohm resistor. So the circuit is like that, 20 volt supply is there, 2 ampere current source is there, 10 ohm resistance and 5 ohm resistance is there. So if the only active source is your current source, so this will be active, means the voltage will be inactive case. So I am drawing the circuit, 5 ampere, and this will be the current. This is the resistance. Okay, this is your 10 ohm, this is 2 ampere, and this is 5 ohm. And as it is your inactive case, means this will be your only the voltage will short circuit here. So in this circuit, your current will get on 2 different paths. So here you have to apply your current division rule. So we want the current of 10 ohm. So I 10 ohm will be equal to the source current is your 2 ampere. It is your 2 ampere into the opposite resistance, it is 5 ohm divided by the total resistance 5 plus 10. Okay. So this is the formula. So it will be 2 into 5 by 15. So if you solve this one, it will becomes your 3, and 2 by 3 it is your 0.66 like that. Okay. So from the options, your fourth option is the correct answer, 0.66. So this is all about our second video, and we have again covered here 10 numbers of questions. So in the continuous process, we will cover your total question. So thank you for viewing our videos. So do subscribe and like, and your comment will be helpful for improving our system. Thank you.